this video, I get stuck on a mound and have nowhere to go, and it gets a bit worse. Look at the state of my Citroen Zara WRC car. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video, and we're actually finally, as you've seen by the thumbnail, getting hands-on with Assetto Corsa Rally. Now, I couldn't actually make it live to the presentation. We did do a video on it, just looking at what was announced. But I finally get hands-on. I finally get to have a go. So this is what this video is all about. We're going to have a first look at the game, just experience it. I'll tell you the positives, some of the negatives. But you do have to remember, this is early access, very early access. So some of this will be fixed in the future. Some of it will be broken. However, it should be good fun. And it will be good fun. So let's jump into this video then. We're going to start with starting the game itself and just getting into it. It's easy, hard, and we'll work our way into an actual rally stage. Right, here we are then, jumping into the seat. So commentating on this retrospectively because it's easier to do that than to try and do it live and get it all synced up, etc. So this is your opening screen, okay? One of the first things you're going to want to do is go to the inputs to make sure your inputs work. So that's exactly where I headed, okay? And normally when you join these games, even in early access, nothing is signed, nothing works. But check this out. My steering worked straight away. I was shocked, to be honest with you. So does my accelerator, which you'll see in a second. And so will my brakes as well. So the accelerator, there we go. Happy days. No worries. And brakes as well. Progressive. Brilliant. So fair play to them straight off the bat. It recognized my wheel. It knew my wheel, and I was straight into it. There's some more options. As you know, I'm a plug-in and play guy, so if it just works, I'm happy. The only thing I normally change it, which is this, is force feedback gain, because I don't like a heavy wheel. I prefer a lighter wheel. It is what it is. Oh, I'll also change the steering lock here as well to 900 because that's what I standardly use in terms of this. And it did match up to the cars. No idea whether that was automatic when I was in the cars or not. I don't know, but this is what I did first of all. You can also save the presets, which I did right here. Now, on a separate day, I also went in and added some buttons here, mapping-wise. Now, I didn't do this initially, but I mapped the handbrake because I didn't use it in my first session. And I will talk about my first session a little bit later on. But critically, very easy to map. You're seeing the mapping here. I'm also mapping the respawn button. We'll see why later on. But there's a lot to map, but also not a lot to map. You don't have to map everything here. So it feels very straightforward in mapping. And yeah, it was just nice, to be honest with you. There's not that much to map. In terms of cameras, you saw me actually do that there. So cameras, you got chase cam here, slightly back chase cam. We have bumper cam, which actually looks quite good, actually. And potentially I might be using that at some point. Bonnet, we have without the steering wheel and with the steering wheel. I'm going to do the full steering wheel in this video because I do like the sim aspect. And I do love rallying. You know, if for those that don't know, I love rallying. I've marshaled rallies in the past. In terms of the game setup then, you have driving assist here, so I'll put it to manual. You have clutch control. You have the anti-lock braking system, of course, traction control, starting handbrake assist, which is very good, that actually. So when it just goes, then it'll just release the brake for you. Automatic engine starter, which is nice, especially if you're new to the game. I'm new to this, so I'm putting most of this on. Now, one of the nice things here is the start sequence type. Okay, so if you've ever been to a rally, what you'll notice is you have your first gate and then the start line. And what a lot of rally cars do is they warm up before they get to that. And you can do that here. You can set that. You can do the complete startup or just be at the line. Absolute fantastic addition to this straight off the bat. Well played to the team right here. You also have unwanted downshift protection there as well. And you can also change the text language, the co-driver language, the pace notes in terms of when you're given them, the anticipation. So if you want them very early, you can do that. If you want them very late, you can do that. And visual pace notes as well. I went to do a practice session, first of all, just because I wanted to experience it. And I have a selection of all the cars. So I chose a Citroen Zara right here, a memory from my childhood. And it's a beautiful car, if I do say so myself. Now, you can do what you can do in Assetto Corsa Evo and other games as well, like Assetto Corsa Competizione. You can look round the car. You can do different things there. We're whacking the indicators on. So if you keep pressing it, we've got left, right, then the hazards. You can then whack the wipers on. Of course you can. We can then open doors. We can open the bonnet. So we can have a look inside there. We can open the boot as well. And this is all good. This is all nice. So if you want to look around the cars in a bit more detail, you can do that right here. Obviously, I'm just messing about with the lights now. So we've got lights, we've got main beam, etc. You can also start the car as well with the power button there. And you can also look inside the car. So let's just start the car first of all. There you go. You can see out the exhaust there. We've got the smoke coming out, and then we're inside the car here. So this is fantastic, to be honest with you. You can really look around the cars, look at the detail of the cars. So, again, fair play. And this is early access as well. It's nice that we have this feature. Now, in terms of the stages available at the moment, we've got Alsace there. That was on the left. We also have Wales on the right-hand side, which is what I've gone into now. So we've got Hafren North, Hafren South, and obviously the stages inside that, as well as the full stage. Now, I can't pronounce some of the Welsh. I have marshalled the Wales GB Rally before, so I want to go back in my life and find out which stage I actually marshalled and see if I can go to the same corners I marshalled at the time. But even so, good selection here that you can pick from. I just picked the first one there, the full actual Jack Daniels, essentially, the full stage there. And in terms of the session settings here, you can actually choose here manual respawn. Arguably, I probably should have changed that. Free drive, which obviously is going to get rid of all the time attack, etc. You can just drive around. You have hardcore mode, which is exactly what it is. Hardcore. I'm not doing that in this scenario. We've got car damage, so on or off. But as it's my first time, I want to keep it off because, well, I'm good at crash, let's be honest with you. And I will show you some of those crashes. And then you can change the penalty system. So I always put realistic when penalty systems are there. Now, when you actually get into the session, you end up at the service part first of all, and you can see some of the times there. Obviously, there's not any times because this is literally a review before it actually became early access. Now, you go into here, and there's all sorts. You've got car setup and tyre selection. Tyre selection was interesting. 3 different gravel types, which I did not know in terms of tyre range there. So you can pick and choose in terms of those. I just kept with what I was going, like what the default is at the time, because I assumed that was the best selection. And in terms of that, you can do that for all 4 tyres. I didn't try, different ones on different sides. Maybe something to try. And this is obviously the main car setup. It reminds me of Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is the main Assetto Corsa game I've played. It just looks like the UI has been changed around a little bit. But essentially, everything you expect here, you can do. You can really go into the finer and granular details of car setup. So we jump into the stage then, and we're going to do the complete startup, not start at the line. You can see that now, and you'll see that in real life. You know, they warm up the car just before they get to the stage. So you start accelerating, and off you go, braking and doing what you like. Let's jump to some live reaction now at my first play on this stage. Oh, wow, this was amazing. Oh, I've just run over the marshal.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, 40, 3 left, short, and 4 right, and 5 left, and caution, 5 right, brake, hairpin right, 80.
Oh, I didn't mount the handbrake. Whoa, no.
Hairpin left, tightens late, 50.
Oh, get it round.
3 right, short, 130. Caution, 4 right, tightens 2, late, 60. 4 left.
Oh, this is unbelievable. This feels realistic as well.
70.
Oh, I'm going to have so much fun on this game.
Kinks, over crest, into 5 left, 90.
I'm not listening to this pace notes at all. And the reason I was listening to the pace notes is I was just enjoying myself so much. The feel of this is unbelievable. Now, I've been on a rally stage, not at full pelt as a driver, but I've certainly been on a stage and felt the lack of grip. You see, I get a little bit lost there because I'm still not listening to the pace notes. But what you're seeing here is that what it actually feels like to be on stage. I'll say, I've not driven through as a driver before. I've been a passenger in a rally car. And in Wales, when you're on a stage, it feels tight. It feels enclosed when you are like this. And it just feels so realistic. I can't explain it. It really does. It feels like I'm actually on the stage. Gave me some great memories of Wales GB and just of rallies in general, because I go to these rallies all the time. You know, I'm going on the 6th of December, I think it is. I'm going to the Lake District, to the Grisdale Rally, because I love rallying. And this has just brought back some awesome emotion and feel. This is great fun. It really is great fun. What we are going to do now, though, is jump back to my live reaction because something funny is about to happen. Oh! He said don't cut and I cut it. Oh dear. Come on. You can see here I'm having lots of fun. And you might think, oh, it's just because it's the first time. Let's see. As you see, I'm not listening to the pace notes again. Now, this was a real funny moment when I was doing this stage. Because watch what happens right now. So I'm reversing to try and get out. It's a hairpin, of course. I'm like, go, accelerate. It's not really working. I got stuck on a mount. First, I get everything in this one. So I got stuck on a mount, and I was stuck on there for quite a while. Now, there is a respawn, but I didn't know how to activate it at the time because my keyboard wasn't working either, which is why I showed you the mapping earlier on. I mapped the respawn. There you have it. There's the story behind that one then. So I'm trying to get off the mound right now. I eventually went for the brake and accelerator. That seemed to adjust the car accordingly with a bit of wheels on there as well, and we got away. That isn't everything funny that happened, because we haven't even talked about the damage model. So check this out in 1 second. Exactly what happens while I'm driving.
Go straight 100
The bumper came off.
into
Oh dear.
short.
It's just so fun when that happens. Now we get to the finish line. I had lots of crashes in the stage. I can see nearly 10 minutes for that full stage. And here's the damage on my car. So damage is very much there. It's quite funny. I lost a headlight there as well. What is really nice, though, is if I go to this slow-mo shot, look at the suspension arms. You can see the suspension actually moving as you're driving. This is unbelievable stuff. Honestly, this is fair play to them. It just makes the game look so good as well. I know I call it a game. People go, it's a sim or whatever. It's still a video game at the end of the day. Look at the suspension movement. Fantastic. Well played to the team on this. It's awesome. I had a fantastic first experience. Let's jump to a day after. Right, so here we are. We're going to go into rally events then. And you've got a choice of 2 events, of course, which are it's the Alsace. You can't see it behind my head. I have moved my camera here. And we've got Hafren South here, okay. So we're actually going to go and do the Alsace one this time. And you get a mixture of challenges there. Now we've gone into Discover Saverne. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Forêt Part 1. I don't speak French, but here we have a leaderboard. And you can see that right there. So I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm thinking, oh, cool. I'll have a go at this one and see what it is. But then I noticed the gold, silver, and bronze at the top as well. I'm like, ooh, that's interesting to me. So, okay, so let's just start challenge, because obviously this challenge is set up to just go and have some fun. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have some fun, because this is the point of this. Okay, now you've seen the loading screen here. The screen taking a bit longer than I expected, but again, it's loading an entire stage, so it is what it is. It's why I'm showing you this part of the video, okay? And we end up in the service center here, and once again, you can see the leaderboards, etc. But we're just going to go straight into the session. There's the gold, silver, bronze. So let's go into this one then. So yeah, an additional loading screen once again. Everything's setting up, and here we go then. So this is the complete start, remember? So we're starting before the start line. It allows you to warm up the car. We're in the Peugeot 208 Rally that you can see right there. Now, this car suffers with a lot of wheel spin because it's front-wheel drive. We're going to head towards the start line. Again, you can do all this sort of stuff. And you see it feels tight once again here at the Alsace stage as we get ready with a marshal. So obviously, you can set yourself a bit close to the marshal as well. Got the countdown coming in now then. I'm going to talk you through this first part as we kick off here then. So lots of wheel spin. Maybe I've put traction control on. I haven't at this moment in time. Second gear up to third gear as we go into here. Look how tight this is. Actually, it feels good as well because it feels like I'm having to actually think about the car. And what I'm doing is, you know who turns the lights off behind me there. Oh, welcome to the life of automated and smart living, apparently. Right, we continue on through here as we go through the left. We are listening to the pace notes this time. I have actually turned the co-driver up as well in terms of volume on this day as well. So as we go into here, I just get it wrong. The chicanes in rallying can be sharp like this, and I didn't expect it to be that sharp. As you can see here, I'm just getting going again. The respawn is available to me, but I'm trying to learn myself here as we're trying to get off. There we go. We're off whatever curb we were stuck on, trying to get round. And then we'll kick off. So this is the first attempt at this challenge, okay? We continue on a bit further in the stage. We come into here. We get a whole load of oversteer, crash into a barrier. You see me laughing again as well. Honestly, I was thoroughly enjoying this. It's just all a learning experience, and I really did enjoy this. So I'm now trying to work out how I can turn around, which I can't. So I'm going to accelerate, and because I've mapped the handbrake now, watch this. Handbrake turn, yo. Right round we go, and then we can kick off again with this challenge. So we continue on through here over towards the right hand side here, and as we continue on down here, are we gonna have another crash? I suspect we are. Yep, slight tap of the barrier, nothing major. Wall riding, we know it's a thing. There we go onto here. Unfortunately, we nearly hit a marshal, but please don't, so we can carry on as we head into this left-hander. We use the handbrake this time, and we over handbrake. So what I found with the handbrake is, obviously if I press it for a long time, the more the handbrake was used and the more the car would slide. So I had to keep dabbing it, I found, was the best bet. And now I did it to circle on the Fanset wheel. Obviously, it depends what you do. If you've got an actual handbrake, you'll find it a lot better. I accidentally go into the crowd there, and of course, it respawns you. Now I'm going to go to my best attempt, so attempt number 9. My first attempt was a 354, I think it was. I wasn't even in the bronze because of all the penalties. But look at this now. So attempt number 9, and I'm a bit more confident now to go through this left-hander. Up to 4th gear. Putting a little bit of the inside there, using all of the circuit as we go towards the left hand side. I even remember this stage now, commentating on a few days after. Through the left we go, and then the right, and we're going to be heading towards that chicane then. So we now have to think about that chicane. So we're going to come down the gears now. 3rd gear as we go into here. I found 3rd gear was better with the handbrake. Notice I just did it a bit too much there, so it cost me a little bit of time. We're going to continue on out of here. We are aiming for the gold. You know me, I always aim for the gold. We're going to continue now. You can see this long run. Now this car very much not fast in any way. It's very much about acceleration. So you up the gears very quickly as we go through here. Look at this. I'm knowing the stage now. I'm listening to the co-driver as well, knowing the stage. It's good to have a pre-knowledge, and then the pace notes help you with that, whereas if you don't know, it really is a very hard experience. But it's a good one. It is a good one as I'm coming down here now. So this is where I had that big crash just before where I went into here. Now I found actually the car was very much understeer, so I've turned into the understeer. I got a nice bit of oversteer there as we continue on through to the next part here. Just have to be careful of the wall on the outside as we go into here. So I was turning very much early on here as we continue on through then as we go down here. So we've got a hairpin coming up. Watch what I do now with a hairpin. Do we get a nice handbrake? Lovely stuff. Bit too much there though. Bit too much. Could have done that a bit less, but even so, we're still going forward here. Real good stuff as we head down here. So I'm taking you on the full stage here right now. It's not a big stage. You've seen the times at the top right. As we come down to this left-hander, this is where I accidentally went into the crowd. We don't go into the crowd this time. We do a bit of handbrake there for that left-hander in towards the right. And this is where we get really aggressive now. And you just watch it. It's awesome. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Coming up to here, it's a left hairpin now, so got to be careful. Once again, using the handbrake a little bit. Drop to 2nd gear. Trying to get the car around. There's the understeer from the wheel spin. Got to be careful. That cost me a bit more time. Are we getting the gold, though, is the question. You can see my best time at the moment at the top left. 2 minutes 46 right now is my best time. And this is a quicker time than that. So we're going to head up to here then. So this was a tricky corner because 6 left into a hairpin, and I didn't quite get it right the first few attempts. Now I got it right this time. Do we get the car round? We do, and unfortunately the handbrake did not help there, but we do get the car round. Let's continue on right now as we head towards the final stages. You can see the bar at the top, which tells you how far along the stage you are as we go into a fast left. This was all a fast section now. It's all about controlling the car as you go through here into the left. Then it'll be a right, but because I know the right after this is then towards the finish, I really attack this just to try and get the job done as we approach here. Unfortunately, it's not quite gold, but it's 2:43. Plenty of time still there available. But oh my word, it was so much fun. I got interrupted by a baby at this point, so I couldn't carry on. Let's jump to myself, though, for some final thoughts here in terms of Assetto Corsa Rally and the initial stage. One thing I forgot to tell you about the cars. So this is the current selection of cars. We've got Delta Integrale at the top there. Down here, we've got the Rally 037. The Zara WRC car, of course, that's the one I used earlier on. The Mini Cooper S, obviously an infamous rally car right there. But you have a good mixture of cars initially for an early access that you can take out there and actually drive. Right, now we'll jump to my final thoughts about Assetto Corsa Rally. So for me, Assetto Corsa Rally is a fantastic rally simulator. I know most people will go, Tidge, we're calling it a game. Yes, it's a simulator. It's also a game. It's all about having fun. And you saw me having fun right there. Now, you might be going, Tidge, it's just because it's a brand new game that you're playing, you're enjoying it. This is the most fun I've ever had on an early access game, ever. By a margin and a half as well. In fact, it's the most fun I've ever had rallying ever in anything, including obviously the golden age of Richard Burns Rally, which was fantastic. I would say this competes straight away there. It's unbelievably good fun. The options are simple. It was plug and play. I was straight in there very quickly indeed in terms of rallying, and it's a fantastic start, in my opinion, to a great franchise there in Assetto Corsa Rally. It really is. Now, I do hope they introduce that Metro 6R4. I'm going to bang on about that all the time that I play Assetto Corsa Rally because it's my favourite rally car. It's bonkers. And I think bonkers cars should be in games because you don't really get to use a 6R4 very often. So please, 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 I beg, put the Metro 6R4 in. Let's say, it's a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic game to play. I know it's early access. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be problems. There are going to be issues if you do choose the early access in terms of Assetto Corsa Rally. But you saw the enjoyment I had there. That's straight off the bat. That's even before it was early access. They were still fixing bits even as I was playing it right there and then. but I was having so much fun, and I will continue to have fun. I would have kept going with those attempts to get the gold because it was fun. It was exciting, you know, making sure I did clip certain corners. Make sure I used the handbrake correctly because sometimes I was just not using it. Being in the right gear at the right time. Just trying new things. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. Now, I did do a rally in terms of Assetto Corsa Rally, which sounds a bit weird. Like an official rally. But that's fine. I will experience that at some point. This is all about getting my hands on it, having a go. And I did that. And as I say, I love it. I love Assetto Corsa Rally. I think it's fantastic. So thank you very much to the team for letting me have a go on this early as well and bringing this video to you guys. Make sure that if you do enjoy rallying, you do check it out. This is one of those I highly recommend you try it. Highly recommend you try it. If you love rallying, you will love this. You really will. Anyway, I've gone on a bit too much. As I say, do expect some bugs, limitations in there as it progresses until it's full release. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what more is to come here because, I mean, the rallying I've tried already, I love it. That's going to be it for this video, folks. So I do hope you have enjoyed it. As always, if you have, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, stay in touch with all the latest content, and make sure you hit the hype button if that's available to you as well. Two videos there to check out, including my first video on Assetto Corsa Rally. A big thank you for watching and all the support you give me over the years, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.